Hey, it is Di, and I am back with you for another December daily video for 2025. This is going to be for stories 2, 3, 4, and 5 in my album. So you can see me here. I have just updated my calendar just so that I don't repeat stories because I will forget. And I've had to, if you didn't see my story 1, I've had to kind of adjust things from my pre-planning because I got sick with a sinus infection. I'm still not 100%, but I'm way better than I was this time last week. So for story 2, I'm going to use the back of the half page protector here. So for story 1, I did a 3x4 pocket page, but I only used 2 of the pockets and then sewed some paper on to the end. So I've got to kind of do the same kind of thing, but on the back. So I've got some printables here from Ali Edwards, and you can see I also have printables for, this is for stories 3 and 4 as well. So I'm trying to like get everything done and printed so that I'm not wasting all of my photo paper. So story 2 that I'm going to do in this, I'm going to call it a half pocket page, is all about the cozy vibes and like just, you know, all the blankets, the warm socks, that kind of thing. And you can see me here, I'm just like, kind of want some paper, but I don't know which. I've spared you the many flip throughs of all of the paper that I have. This, I don't even know where this is from. I think it's from Michael's maybe. So I'm just going to put some red line adhesive on this paper here. I do end up running one edge of that pattern paper through my sewing machine because I did that on the previous side. So I'm just like, yeah, let's have some continuity and do it on both sides. So I'm going to pull the threads through, tie them off, and get everything kind of finished off there. The story basically, again, is just about coziness, cozy vibes, all the warm, cozy feelings. And that is where I'm at right now. Again, being sick anyway, that's what I want. I want cozy, warm, and just, you know, chilling on the sofa, not doing much, which has basically been our life. So the photo here that you see isn't actually from day 2. And I want to say this right now, just because you're doing a story for day 2 doesn't mean the photo has to be from day 2 or story 2 or whatever. You can use stories and photos from whenever. So I took this on the 6th, which is when I'm recording this. I just went and did a little impromptu, I'm going to call it a photo shoot because it kind of was, of me setting myself up for all of the stuff here. So the pocket page there is kind of, I'm going to say it's kind of done. So you can see me here, I've got some graphics plastic. This is really handy if you're just wanting to add something into your album, but you don't want to put it in a pocket page, but you also don't want to ruin, I want to say ruin, I don't know if that's the word that I'm looking for, the pattern paper or the photo. If you want it to just be a little extra. So I'm going to use the graphics plastic as a little like page attacher almost. So I'm going to use red line tape adhesive to put that onto the printables here. And I will say this joyful printable, this was from the Stories by the Month kit last December. It was, I'm not sure if it was a 6x4 or a 3x4. I'm not sure what size it was, but it also wasn't that color. I changed some of the colors on the text. So, and I did that in Canva. So it's not quite what it should be, is what I will say. So I'm just going to sandwich the graphics plastic in between the 2 pieces of the printable here. And just to keep that graphics plastic there, I'm going to use some washi tape just to kind of hold it in place. I will say I got this roll of red line adhesive. It comes in 2 widths and I love it, but my God, it is very cumbersome. I am not the best at dealing with things that are that kind of unwieldy. And yeah, it was definitely unwieldy. So I'm going to put those back to back and just sandwich those with the red line adhesive, give them a trim. And then that bit is, I thought it was done, and I realized I was going to put a stamp or something, a number in the O of joyful, and I still haven't done that yet. I've literally just done the flip through of like the past few days for Instagram, and I haven't put the number in, but I'm sure I'll do that. It'll get done at some point. So I'm like, okay, I like this, but I also feel like I need something else in front of the red, I don't know, the red page here. And I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a little overlay. So I get the graphics plastic again, and I cut a same size. And you can see me here. I'm just punching this with my We Are Memory Keepers hole punch. And I'm like, I want that. I want something to go over it. And in the stuff that I have of Ali's, there are some 3x8 cards, and one of them has stars on it, and it just made me think, hey, why don't I just cut some stars out of vinyl? This is glittery vinyl. This is actually from Dollartree. So I cut some of the stars from the vinyl, and I'm just going to put them back to back onto this transparency. And yeah, and I'm just going to use it as a little like resting page overlay. And just, yeah, it just worked out great. And it just gave me a little bit of something fun to do on a Saturday afternoon. So yeah, don't be afraid of, getting your Cricut out, doing fun things. This is something that I probably would have really enjoyed doing prior to like the December daily stuff, like prepping ahead of time. But I just did not have the time. So you can see me here, that is done. And I'm like, okay, I need to put a number 3 on here because 2 on the left, 3 on the right. So I end up getting this 2. This is, I think this is from Dollartree. I'm not 100%, but I think it's from Dollartree. If it's not Dollartree, it'll be from Hobby Lobby. And it's just a chipboard white too. So I'm going to put that on there, and I'm going to add some of the little stars. And this little tag that you see here, I think it says these December moments or something like that. This little tag strip, that is from the December Stories by the Month kit, the 2025 one. I just printed out another one so that I have some to use throughout December. And I'm just going to put some more of those stars on that left-hand side page just to bring some of that, like the travel over the page, just to make it a little bit more unified. And I'm just going to put some of the stars on there. I do end up putting one on the 2. And yeah, just putting that onto the pages and calling it done. While I am doing this, while I'm fiddling about with this page 2, on my Cricut, I've got cutting a number 3 for the transparency so that I can put 3 in there. So I'm just going to have that cutting, and I eventually come back. I do both, so I mirror the cut so that one of the 3s is on the front and one of the 3s is on the back. I've also just realized that I didn't tell you what story 3 was about. Story 3 was basically about me getting a diamond painting that was Santa and a sleigh and a reindeer. And this is the second diamond painting that I've done. The first one was great, just like perfect from diamond dots. It was beautiful. And then this one was a really cheap one from Amazon that we got, and it is awful. No, don't buy it. It's terrible. But it's a lesson that you get what you pay for. Definitely get what you pay for. And then that is it. That is days 2 and 3 done. So I know that I have this blue because for story 4, yes, story 4, I wanted to do a little story about some cookies that we bought from Trader Joe's. If you haven't tried these are awesome. They're Danish gingerbread snaps or something, and they're really nice. They're just a nice little something as an afternoon snack with your tea. So my plan was that I was going to do a swivel up initially, and I'm like, I don't know, but I'm like, let's just cut some things out and we'll see where we go. That was basically that was my plan. We'll see where we go. So I have two more photos. So I've got the photo, the one that you see here on the left, that's actually from the Trader Joe's website. You know, why not? Let's just steal their images. It's already done for me. I don't have to do anything. And then I went and took a top-down photo of inside of the cookie tin. And then I just did a photo of me holding a cookie in front of the Christmas tree. I just put my journaling on top of the photo of the inside of the cookie tin. And I'm like, I don't know whether I want to do a swivel, do I want to do a little booklet? And in the end, I do this little booklet. Now I have an idea here of, I'm going to do this booklet, but I'm going to do it where I'm going to use magnets so that it all stays closed. It doesn't really work. So it doesn't really work. And I don't know, I don't know whether they ended up just being too thick with so many pieces of cardstock, but it doesn't really, doesn't really work. So you can see me here, I'm just kind of cutting everything into halves and then making everything into a little book. And I'm kind of like, I'm doing this and kind of playing with ideas and, you know, I have the idea, I just didn't have quite the execution. It worked out fine, and I'm happy with it. Again, I can't spend too much time on it. It's just, it is what it is. It worked. It looks fine. I'm okay with it. But again, I have this idea that I want to use these magnets. And I'm like, to keep everything kind of closed and stop it from flopping open. But then the magnets are all going to be on the right-hand side. So I have to kind of bump up the left-hand side to compensate. What I should have done, you know, in hindsight, this is a great thing. What I should have done was just left them as, like, printed out double the amount and then just layered everything as is. The other thing that I should have done was use my printable magnet sheets, but I didn't do that either. Because one, I don't have the bandwidth right now. Again, I'm still kind of sick and we're hanging on by our fingernails here. We're hanging on by a thread. So, yeah. So you can see me here. I have all of these plans and I'm like trying to make this work and it does not. It does not, friends. It does not. The first two work fine, but it's just not sticking on the back of the sheet. So I just gave up and ended up just, you know, taking it all off anyway. But yeah, the first two sheets, they are magnets and that worked fine, but the rest of it, not so much. But these cookies are kind of nice. I do like them. But yeah, this took far too long, and I spent far too long doing this. The other thing that I will say is I was having a major issue with my my 6-hole punch. I've since figured out the problem, but I just think it's where the metals lay. I couldn't get the paper in between the metal where it punches, and it's because there's like an extra layer of metal, and so you really have to lay it on the flat. But I tried to use my my little single hole punch and then ended up punching it on a bit of an angle. So I had to go reprint the photo, the original photo that I did, and yeah, I just it was like two things went great and then the last one just went a little bit wonky. And I'm just like, no, I can't leave it. I'm just going to have to reprint it. So I went, reprinted the photo, started again. And I'm like, I was thoroughly over this by this point. Again, I've been sick for like 10 days and I'm still not 100%. And I'm just over it. I'm not feeling the December daily vibes and I'm just hanging on by a thread. So I end up getting that second one reprinted, take all the red line tape off, try and get that down, and then I'm like, okay, this is down. Let's try and punch these holes properly this time with the 6-hole punch. Get that done, get these half circle things on, and I'm like, okay, this might actually work. It might actually flipping work. So then I'm like, okay, so now I need something that shows that you can flip this up. My original plan was I was going to put these little tabs on, and then I'm like, I like the blue ones, but also I don't want it to kind of steal, if that is the word, away from the circle. So I end up cutting one of the Avery index tabs, the 1-inch ones. I just cut it in half, and I just put 2 of those on, one on each of the little flaps. It works. And you can see me here, I'm still trying to make this magnet thing work, but yeah, I don't know what it is with the last page, but it just would not stick down. So had to abandon that partway through because I ran out of bandwidth for it. Ran out of bandwidth for it. We called that good, and we're just like done, and done. And I already had, if you saw my previous like drafting prep video, I already had an idea for story number 5. I was going to use the paper that we got on a digital download on the prep day from Ali, which was like December and the 5 senses, like just little boxes, like little spaces for the 5 senses. So I went to Canva, I put a little white box in each of the spots there, wrote all of my journaling in there, and just changed the journal font to the color that the main box was. And again, that is one really, really tricky page, and then one let's keep things super simple, you've had enough page. And that was more than enough. I'm going to punch the pages, stick them together, and then I'm going to call it done. I do realize that I haven't put number 5 on the vellum sheet that is my resting page in between there, because I don't know what I'm doing for story 6 yet, and I don't want to put 5 on when I don't know where 6 is going. And again, I will come in eventually and stamp 4 in that O at some point. So that is days 2, 3, 4, and 5 that you can see here, little flip through. So that is me done for the start of this project. Crazy time, crazy time, crazy time. If you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, then hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time. Bye.